Alrighty, guys, welcome on in to a special edition of Even Cleveland News Sports. It is our 2026 MLB season preview show. And when we have things like this going on, we have a special guest, of course. Tito is joining us tonight from Talking Tribe with Tito on the Abraham drinking.
Yep. Happy to be here, guys. What's up?
Oh, thanks for coming on by, man. Coming on late night. Dan is still fixing his microphone. And I'm Josh. Later on the show, we will have our season predictions, of course. But let's start with the Guardians, shall we? It was a very quiet off season for them, of course. But I mean, the only real signing was, Rhys Hoskins. And then also I think
Sean Armstrong too.
yeah,
not to be overlooked.
For sure. And then, J-Ram did sign that extension as well. So, that was obviously a good thing for Guardians fans. But, Tito, let's start with you, man. What's your...
George says we're echoing. Quiet.
Like bad echoing? Yeah, probably. Hang on a second. Stand by. All right. Hopefully that's a little better. Sorry about that. But Tito, what's your outlook on the Guardians this year, man?
Obviously, banking on a lot of improvement from within. The Hoskins signing seems to be working out good. I don't know if they announced the last pitcher and position player yet. I don't think that they had to yet, but it was down to Kafis and Fairchild as the last position player. And with signings, I wanted to mention, it's down to Holderman and Allard. We signed Holderman, who, I kind of like a little bit, but it seems like with our team structure, Kafis and Fairchild, I'm interested to see who we keep as the last position player. As the last pitcher, it'll probably be Allard. All due respect to Holderman, it just seems someone that can fill multiple innings is the priority, and that would slant way towards Allard. So we'll see, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, I also mentioned Holderman. Yeah, not a ton of acquisitions, obviously. Hoskins and Armstrong really being the only relevant ones, and possibly Fairchild if he ends up being that 13th position player.
As a guy that got to watch Stuart Fairchild,
that's right. You watched him more than us.
Yeah. I think it should be Kafis. I think Fairchild would be the 27th man. I think he'd be more of an injury filler. He's more. His glove is blah. His bat is terrible. He's good on the base pass, but I think he'd be more of like a pinch running guy. If they do keep him, he won't. I don't think he'll get too much playing time. But I hope it's Kafis. He obviously has the potential. He showed flashes last year too. So
yeah. Tito, I believe you said obviously you have guys like CJ Kafis, DeLauder. I'm also interested to see how Manzardo progresses this year as well. If he kind of turns into, this might be kind of just overthinking it or just being very hopeful, but if he turns into like a 30 home run, 100 RBI guy, which is something the team hasn't had really that often the last,
five? Not named Hosey.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but other than Hosey, we haven't had that really since
Frankie.
I was going to say Encarnacion. I know like Lindor was, obviously he was great when he was here, but he was not like the 30 home run, 100 RBI guy, of course. But
I think he got there once. But to your point, yeah, probably double E.
Yeah. So, we'll see about that. And then also Tanner Bybee, who's going to be the opening day starter again. I don't hate the starting rotation for the team. Because obviously you got Bybee, you're going to have Ciccone,
Williams.
Gavin Williams, of course, which, listen, I think I said on last year's preview show when the three of us did it together that I think Gavin Williams was my Cy Young pick, which was,
Homerism.
Oh, I was honking big time with that pick, of course, sure. But yeah, starting pitching-wise, do you think there's enough for the Guardians to repeat as division champs?
Yeah, I love the back of our rotation. Bybee and Williams isn't the flashiest one, too. One good thing I'll say about Williams is a lot of people forget he didn't start on the regular till his last year in college. So it's not inconceivable for some room for improvement for him. And we're keeping Messick over Allen, which is huge in the rotation. Old habits die hard, and just Logan Allen being a year older, maybe having an option less or so in the past, he would just get that by default. But Messick had a good spring and earned it. And for once, Messick's in the rotation instead of just being like you're a year younger and 10% less experience, and just Allen wins this fake sweepstakes. So that really excites me. I really think that a lot of people just sort of skim rotations and are impressed by the 1-2 and are going to be overwhelmed with subpar or even mediocre third to fifth starters if our third to fifth starters are as good as they can be. I hated the Naylor trade when it first happened.
Yeah.
So in the back of the rotation, Sassoni's my least favorite amongst Cantillo and Messick of the 3 through 5, but that's more of a tip of the cap to Cantillo and Messick than it is any sort of slight on Sassoni. So if we don't even lose much as him, I sort of have him. I don't know the sequence of when these guys will actually pitch, but with me being the least high on him, I see him as our 5. Messick's ready, and I love Cantillo. So
I'm going to guess, to your point, I'm going to guess that obviously Bobby's opening day starter. I'm guessing Gavin Williams is going to be the number 2. And then from there, I think it goes Ciccone, Messick, and then Cantillo.
Okay.
As the 5th guy. That'd be my guess, of course.
yeah.
Yeah, I would put Cantillo at the 5 probably. I mean, Ciccone showed flashes last year too. He just walks too many guys.
Yeah,
That's his problem. But
I thought he pitched very well, and I thought that was a decent trade.
He had that complete game like one hitter, didn't he? Last year.
Yeah. He had definitely the gem of the year, the individual gem of the year from our staff.
And Gav took a no hitter into the 9th against the Mets.
Yeah.
So the rotation is never ever going to be questioned.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to be, what the lineup can do, because Posey can only do so much. I mean, yeah, he hits 30 home runs, but if no one's on base, what's the matter? So
It sucks that Valera's hurt. He was having a pretty solid spring. So I think that DeLauder is going to have to play something like every day. And as platoon-oriented as our manager is, and with the inevitable ups and downs someone with DeLauder's level of experience has, it's going to be, hopefully we don't go too crazy platooning him because we need his pop. And of course, he's going to have a bad week, maybe even bad 2 weeks in a row. But we got to – I don't think that we're the type to play a rookie 150 games, but even trying to play a guy 140 instead of screwing around with like 120 games or so where you're barely even on the strong side of the platoon will be huge for DeLauder's pop, because we're going to need him in the lineup more days than not.
Well, and I think it's going to come down to how they plan on the defense, because can you throw Manzardo into the corner outfield?
I don't even like Kafis at the corner outfield. I guess I'm a bit of a stickler for Dublin,
but
yeah,
I'm with you. Well, because at that point you could throw DeLauder, get him off his feet a little bit and put him at DH, but that would require you moving Hoskins back first, which is kind of a liability with his glove. I mean, not terrible by any means, but
right.
It's not great.
Yeah, hang our hat on defense. We're not eager to trot a liability out anywhere. Yeah, I mean, there's worse places to try and hide a subpar glove than first base.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see, because you kind of talked about like the platoon situation. I wonder where somebody like David Fry, if he's going to play every day, if he's going to be more a platoon guy where he can play first. Maybe they'll try him behind the plate in certain situations or something.
Yeah,
like that.
at the beginning of camp, and I don't know if the narrative has pivoted or at least quieted down at all, but they were really saying that he'd primarily be a catcher, and they'd work him at catcher and stuff.
Yeah.
And all this, and but I don't know. We might end up so starved for people to hit lefties that we can't limit him to catcher, because let's hope that we don't want to give. Let's hope Bo Naylor's playing good enough. We don't want him to get a ton of days off.
Right.
So if we're looking to get creative to get right-handed bats in the lineup, I think that whether we've said it or not, we've already pivoted off of like Fry just being a backup catcher. We are going to need to sprinkle him in. And yeah, how we manage that with the Hoskins signing is going to be tough, because it appears Hoskins has earned himself some playing time. And We hope Manzardo barely takes a day off. And then when you've got Hoskins as an almost everyday player, that's really only some light duties available at your first base DH combo. So,
And then, like push somebody out to right field, whether that's DeLauder or Manzardo. I think you said that. So it'll be interesting to see. And then obviously, like Hosey's going to be your everyday third baseman. You got Quan in left. What do you think is going to be the outlook for center field for the team?
I think Quan's playing some center field.
I think he will.
Because, Angel Martinez had a really good spring, and it seems like he might be playing more than we thought he was going to play, and we're not going to put him at center, so that's going to be more Quan at center. So,
you think Bazana gets a look when he comes up in center?
I was just telling my boss today, I don't know about center. I'd rather he didn't. I think that he will be, something like an average defensive second baseman. There's a lot of people just chomping at the bit to move him to outfield, both because our organization is loaded with middle infielders and concerns with his defense. But, I thought you were going to ask when he was going to be up, not if he'd be at center when he got a chance. So just while we're on Bazana, organizationally, we were really a stickler for roughly one full season of AAA. Like in this brave new world, some teams, like I make a joke, like the Angels make you watch a 40-minute safety video after they draft you, and then you're in the major league.
Shanuel was in the majors, I think, like 2 months after he got drafted.
And that's no way to run a ball club. But unfortunately, we're like sort of an overcorrection of that. Like we're not promoting kids as fast as other teams, so it's like I was just telling my boss today, like forecasted ETA for Bazana. I think around July 4th would be when he'd have his full season of AAA.
And that's when they brought Frankie up.
Right, so
they're going to do it for control, too.
Right, so our definition of getting wild, I think like mid, even late May, like Memorial Day. Like not to be a buzzkill, but I would say Memorial Day is like anyone chomping at the bit, and which we all sort of are in a way, to see Bazana up here, I would say no earlier than Memorial Day. Because even that would be breaking our sort of unspoken rule by a month of a full year of AAA.
And I'm with you. I think anything before June, to me, it would be a surprise. But I also think things are going horribly wrong if he's up before June, whether it be injuries or a terrible slow start, which the guards are known to do in April.
And fortunately, Rocchio or Arias both acclimated themselves fairly well in spring training. So neither of those
had that one at bat in the WBC too.
Really?
I
didn't even catch that.
Italy for Italy, I believe.
Okay.
Ninth inning.
But
because when you want an offensive spark, you bring in Brian Rocchio.
So limited resources with the Italian team.
Right.
So, but that's why they had to go to Michael Lorenzen, and that was so it didn't go awesome. So, but and then to a degree, we all are eager to see a return on our investment. It's a slow burn with baseball compared to the other sports and your blue chippers, but just glass half full. If we consider Arias and Rocchio a dead heat, and we make a bold move and are pretty much cutting bait with the guy whose place Bazana takes, maybe we need some time to sort that out. Because me personally, I like Rocchio a little better than Arias.
So do I.
But, if there's 5 guys in our front office who make the most important decisions, there might be 2 guys that like one better and the other, and one guy on the fence. So, let's see if one guy just totally plays his way off the team, or even better, hopefully one guy really acclimates himself and makes it easy. Like, okay, Arias, you've been no slouch, but Rocchio had himself in April, so we'll be shipping Arias out once Bazana comes up.
In a perfect world, Rocchio and Arias have great starts to the season, and you trade the one that brings you the most back to make room for Bazana.
Yeah, I do keep hearing, and I think it's from a lot of like wishful people that like kind of want to like create leverage in the media. But I keep hearing, believe it or not, there is, in the broadest definition of the world, a trade market for Rocchio, especially if it's a good start. Believe it or not, because yes, people that have a front row seat to the bad parts of them are surprised. But it's not a stretch that Rocchio could have himself a good couple of weeks. And
Yeah, but I mean, if you can flip one of the two, personally, I don't really like Arias.
Mhm.
I mean, he makes a couple of flashy plays, but his defense, for the most part, is not great.
Yeah.
And his bat is even worse.
Yeah.
I mean, he's what, a 220 hitter, 230 hitter, maybe.
Yeah, you hear this more in football or even basketball, but Darius just strikes me as like a scouting combine type darling,
Yeah.
like just that cannon arm and just looks the part. You want him to work out, but then just between the lines, never happens really,
And
at least to the extent you want it to.
He's had streaks and flashes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not burying the guy, but he's a placeholder to me.
Yeah, and
until you figure out what we're actually going to do.
right. We're fortunate to have some decent options, and we're hoping to have an abundance more options in the very near future. So yeah,
because you got Bazzana, then I'm pretty high on Angel Canal.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I love watching him at Eastlake.
Yeah, so yeah, the kind of captains. Yeah, I mean,
And our organization as a whole, not to cut you off, but they're high on now because Tolentino's like the guy ahead of him at shortstop in our organizational pecking order, and you don't hear a darn thing about him. And not really because of a knock on him, but just because, with he now and like Bazzana and all these exciting middle infielders in our organization.
yeah, I mean, I think the future just in the middle infield, I think it's Canal and Bazzana.
Yeah.
Hopefully, and then if they turn out to be kind of what they're billed to be, just like top prospects or whatever, I mean, that's obviously good for the Guardians, of course. But let's broaden out a little bit to the AL Central. You know, I mean, you have the Guardians who really didn't do much. I'll say this first just to skip them, but Twins suck.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
It's Byron Buxton and a bunch of dudes.
Yeah,
they're a nightmare.
bunch of randoms.
Who they hires their manager? It was
Derek Shelton. I hate that guy.
Yeah.
And he always turns in his
Former
lineup cards 3 minutes before the game. He's such a hack. It's so hilarious they hired him. Like, they were going to have a miserable season anyway, and then they hired Derek Shelton. Like,
Yeah, because if you want to turn an organization around, you pick the former leader of the Pirates.
Who can't even turn a lineup card in time.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
He was the Guards hitting coach for a minute, wasn't he?
I think he was. Yeah,
Yeah.
back under
It wasn't Wedge. It was Tito, I thought. Like early Tito.
early days of Tito. I
Yeah.
believe that makes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Tito's a polite guy. It took him time to fire people in key spots, so they let him hang out and collect a paycheck for a couple of years, probably.
Yeah.
But absolute. If you dislike retreads in the coaching circuit and you want an up and comer to get a shot, Derek Shelton is definitely just like the poster child.
Yeah.
Of, why did that dude get another job?
He's your placeholder.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So we don't need to talk about the Twins anymore. That was about 60 seconds longer than we needed to. But yeah, let's start with the Tigers. Obviously, they still have Tarek Skubal for this year, and they really, I mean, they got a bunch more pitching in because they re-signed Verlander, I think, to a 1-year deal, and then they signed Framber Valdez to a pretty big contract, and then I think it was also Kenley Jansen.
Kenley Jansen, the pen,
Yeah. So I mean, and I don't think they lost really anyone of note offensively. So I mean, the Tigers after that, I mean, massive collapse last year to lose the division.
They got their revenge though.
No, of course they did, but I mean, which sucked, of course. But listen, I mean, the Tigers, I think they have every reason to believe that they're going to be a successful team this year.
I think they're far and beyond the crown of the AL Central, which, I mean, you could also say things like King of Turd Mountain for the AL Central.
Yeah.
But, it's so top heavy, because it's going to be the Tigers, and I do feel it's the Guardians is the 2 spot, and then everyone else is just blah.
Well, I mean, like Twins are going to suck. I mean, the White Sox,
They made some moves, but
they're still years away, I think. But I mean, I think that their rebuild has potential, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think Will Venable's a good guy to kind of run the show too.
Yeah.
Murakami is a lottery ticket for them, corner infielder from Japan. Won the Triple Crown in the MPB, so I mean, the potential's there. Sir Anthony Dominguez finally gets his shot to close instead of set up. They finally traded Luis Robert.
Yeah, my buddy's a big Nets fan, and he was pretty mad they got rid of Luis Angel Acuna in the Robert trade. So if Montgomery lives up to his potential at shortstop, and then Luis Angel Acuna, they've got themselves a decent middle infield.
Who their what was it? I think their GM thought he was a switch hitter.
Mm.
There was something with him. I think it was either he thought he was a switch hitter or he thought he was a shortstop or something.
Oh,
Gotcha.
I can't remember what it was. I think it was that he thought he was a switch hitter. Like, that's embarrassing. But yeah, I mean, the White Sox, I think they got the right guy in place to start running the show. I still think they lose 100 or at bare minimum 90.
Yeah, damn near.
Yeah. Smith and their starting rotation's all right. But I mean, that's really it. Their pitching is they're just BP coaches out there for the most part.
Yeah. What do you guys thoughts on the Royals this year? Obviously, Bobby Witt.
I'm pretty high on the
best
Royals. I think that they could make this a 3-team race.
Okay.
Without spending a lot of money, I think they subtly got better, especially that Angel Zerpa for Isaac Collins trade. I know Zerpa has some promise and stuff, but they obviously the Royals pitch way better than they hit, and they to a degree ran out of patience with Zerpa reaching his potential, and they got themselves a solid corner infielder in Collins that gathered was a pesky guy that gathered Rookie of the Year votes and was definitely, I'd say, a comfortably above average corner infielder for the Brewers. And
he was solid for Milwaukee.
With how just absolutely horrifically bad the Royals outfield has been, just even adding a league average on a bad day corner infielder like Collins makes a huge difference. They didn't trade any of their big league pitching because they were able to help their offense by flipping Zerpa for Collins. So, with Lugo and Waka and Bubic, they're all people that have had their ups and downs.
Ragans too.
Yeah, and Ragans. Yeah. They're all people that have had their ups and downs, whether with injuries like Ragans or like success with the other guys. But for whatever reason, they seem to be getting the best out of those dudes. So I don't know. We'll see, because Witt and Ramirez are both offensive superstars in their prime. And that's the one saving grace with what, in my opinion, makes this kind of a three-way toss-up and not defiantly the Tigers' division to lose like a lot of people, because Riley Green will probably be a bona fide superstar by next year. I'm hoping he's not quite there yet.
He still strikes out 200 times.
Right. So, right here, right now, I'm of the opinion the Tigers don't have a Jose Ramirez or a Bobby Witt
Type.
like the Guardians and Royals, just an absolute top dog superstar at the top of their game.
And Kerry Carpenter's, great too, but he's not Witt, Jose. No, he's none of that. But Miguel Garcia, showed what he can do in the WBC. I think he has.
Yeah, Garcia is so underrated, especially quietly. Third base is sort of like a weaker position a lot around the league. So a guy like Garcia is a difference maker.
He's probably a top 10 third baseman.
Oh, easily, yes. Yeah. Especially like I said, just by default, based on the fact that there just aren't as many incredible third basemen around anymore.
And I think Johnny India has a bounce back too. He was awful last year, but he was had some nagging injuries. But he's in a contract year, so guys with contract years always seem to show up. I think he'll be fine. Obviously, Pasquatch, Salvi. You're right. They have the tools. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of if they can put it all together and they can stay healthy.
They're saying Carter Jensen might be good enough to DH. Yeah. So if Perez finds a pound of youth like he did again last year, and their catching prospect at Jensen's good enough to DH, and they can just kind of set it and forget it there, and they don't got to put a journeyman veteran at DH, that could really help them along.
And the back end of the bull. Well, the back end I mean exclusively Estevez.
Yeah, Carlos Estevez.
Yeah, he's a great closer, but getting to him might be a problem. Mm-hmm. It's the rest of the bullpen that's going to hold the Royals back. But they could. You're right. They could make a run. I still think they're a piece or two away. If they're in it, come July, I mean, I think they're going to trade for some bullpen arms and kind of make a run at it.
Yeah. Fortunately, the Tigers' two most big league ready prospects, Max Clark and McConaughey. McConaughey's a real deal. Even if he's not their everyday guy or even makes the opening day roster, he'll be relevant and help for them soon. Max Clark, still sky the limit with that guy. Doesn't look like, hopefully, good news from a Tribe standpoint. He can help them much this year, which is good. Because I was worried about I was worried about McConaughey and Clark like both arriving, and then that combined with the Valdez signing would really be an infusion of talent. But at least for the first half of the season, we don't got to worry about Clark, which is
good. I think Clark's going to be a bona fide superstar. I think he's a couple years away though.
Right.
He's still what, 19, 20?
Yeah, he's young,
super young.
He was. I watched him in Eastlake, in May last year. So whatever. Yeah, he's definitely on that accelerated path where he's only had a couple of months at each minor league level. So it'll be interesting. And I just want to say to people who just maybe have short memories and just read Fangraphs, 78 wins for Fangraphs last year, 78 wins for Fangraphs this year. Don't just, on your coffee break, skim Fangraphs and be like, oh, fuck, the streak's over. We're winning 78 games. They say that at best every year, they usually say we'll win 70. So believe it or not, the national media is big on us this year, saying we'll win 78. And then also the Twins were plus 200 favorites to win our division last year. And they're a pile of trash. They lost 100 games, I think. So, yeah.
If you take
projections mean nothing, especially even more so when it comes to the Central divisions, where it's just they've got to find a way to make every AL East team win 90 games. So let's just cook the books until every Midwestern team ever is winning 76 games, even if they have a two-time defending manager of the year and division championship. So.
Well, to your point about the Twins, we'll throw the White Sox into this too. I'm not confident I can name half their starting lineup for either team. I mean, you remove Byron Buxton from the Twins, I don't know if I can name you 5 other Twins.
Yeah.
They're just trotting out.
They have a outfielder that a lot of people are talking about, and they have a second baseman, Keschel, that's supposed to be pretty good.
That's the one dude I can
But the one qualifier is people are looking for something to talk about on the Twins, and people are looking, especially from a fantasy standpoint, for just anything to talk about at second base. So it's not as if this guy's the next Chase Utley. He's just
not at all
someone you can talk about on that team.
It's him and Buxton, and then I couldn't even tell you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's switch over to another division. Let's go AL East. Obviously, got the defending AL champs, the Toronto Blue Jays, which they lost, Bichette. But then they signed, Dylan Cease to an already pretty solid rotation.
Him, but yeah.
Sure. I mean, to a pretty solid rotation. Obviously you have Cease, and then I think they brought back Scherzer. Then they got
Scherzer's back. Bieber's going to probably miss about a month.
Yeah, Bieber's going to miss the start of the year. Veteran like Kevin Gosman's still there, and I think you'll have to help me pronounce that one guy's name.
Savage.
That guy right there. So I mean, obviously Toronto. Listen, I mean they bulked up pitching wise. Obviously losing Bichette. I mean, they still have Vladdy Jr.
Cody Ponce was a huge pickup, too. Yeah. An American who's reclaimed his game in the Korean League the past few years.
Yeah, so he was the MVP of the league, of their
Korean
league last year, which is...
Ernie's coming into his own.
Yeah, former
guard.
Former Indian / guard. He's going to be their everyday second baseman, I believe. I think they're moving Jimenez to shortstop now.
Yep, and they his name's escaping me, but they picked up the kid from Japan to play third.
Okamada,
yep.
Yeah.
Oh shit. But that's all right. Almost. I mean, Santander seems to be one of the worst signings ever.
Yeah.
But I mean, they still got Georgie could still play. Dalton Varsho, in my opinion, is criminally underrated.
Yeah.
They have a solid lineup 1 through 9. Alejandro Kirk is one of the better hitting catchers in the last 10 years, honestly.
Yeah.
Doesn't have much pop, but he gets on base and can hit the ball. But I think I saw something where he strikes out. I think only like 7% of the time or something like that. With that echo again. But yeah, I think the Blue Jays. I think they take a small step back. But I mean, they're still formidable in that division. I mean, I still think they're in it for the playoffs, if not the division.
For sure. No, I mean, obviously defending AL East / AL champs. I'm pretty. I don't know if I'm as bullish on the Blue Jays this year. But also, I mean, you got teams like the Yankees. They re-signed Bellinger. They're going to get Garrett Cole back, which
Coming off Tommy John is, I mean, it's really hit or miss on that one.
yeah, for sure. But I mean, Yankees as well. And then Red Sox. They traded for Sonny Gray, signed Ranger Suarez from the Phillies. So, I mean, they made some moves. Obviously, losing Bregman because they thought they were going to resign him, I believe. So losing him might not be great. And also, I think they picked up somebody from the Brewers. I thought it was via trade.
Yeah, Durbin, I think.
Durbin,
Yeah,
I
they
think it
picked up
was as
Durbin.
well. So I mean, Red Sox could be there. Rays didn't really do much. I mean, I think they're just treading a little bit of water at this point. And then also, forget the Orioles. I think, Dan, you're going to be a little bit higher on the Orioles, I think. But signing Pete Alonso.
Yeah, maintaining Eflin, I think, is big for them too. Taylor Rogers, if he's just even a shell of himself. Trevor Rogers.
Yes.
If he's even a shell of what he did last year, I mean, they'll be fine. They picked Ryan Helsley is severely underrated because he got traded to the Mets and just was awful. But he was a top 5 closer for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
You throw 102 and then you have a 12-6 curve that goes 80-81 to go with it. I mean, I think he is the sneaky underrated. I think he can get the 40-45 saves this year for the O's.
Gotcha.
They obviously they're down Felix Bautista this year, who's been their closer for years. But I'm real high on the O's. I think Jackson Holiday. I think will probably start in AAA and come up in May. But Jordan Westberg was hurt last year. I think Ersted's going to have a breakout year.
Yeah.
Mountcastle's still there. I mean,
Rutschman's
obviously
down there.
Rutschman. Yeah. I mean, I think the pieces and the tools are all there. I think last year was kind of like an anomaly.
Just a bad year.
Just a bad year. Oh, and they got Taylor Ward for Grayson Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think their lineup is great, and they definitely improved their pitching, which was their weak point. But a lot of people forget they were one of the better teams in the second half last year. They just had such a terrible start to the season.
Well, yeah, I don't remember exactly when they fired Hyde, but yeah, they had some pretty night and day type splits. Yes, before and after.
Yeah, but they were probably they might have had like 3rd or 4th best record in the second half last year. I mean, so they got the momentum. They didn't really lose much of anything. So I mean, I'm really high on the O's this year.
Yeah.
I didn't even mention Gunnar fucking Henderson.
Yeah.
Like,
I did. I got you. It's all good. Yeah, let's where am I at here? Oh, AL West. Move on to AL West. Obviously for the Mariners, they traded for Brandon Donovan of the Cardinals, and then obviously they still have that strong pitching, especially with Logan Gilbert. And then I'm missing a few others.
Brian Wu.
Yeah.
Luis Castillo.
And George Kirby.
Yeah, George Kirby. I mean, Luis Castillo might be their 4th guy, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, he absolutely probably is at this stage of the game.
And they still have
I
Emerson
really
Hancock.
like it.
That's still like, their top pitching prospect that's kind of bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, what a luxury because he's been up and down, and yeah, it's just they don't even need him. Yeah, he's like their swing man.
He was like a top 15, top 20 prospect at one point. But yeah, I mean, their pitching is crazy good, and you have one of the best closers in baseball, Munoz. So that helps. But yeah, I think the Brendan Donovan thing is crazy underrated. Brendan Donovan does nothing but get on base, and he has flexibility to play first, second, corner, outfielder, so that they can really put him anywhere. Julio kind of had a down year last year. I think Julio will have a better year. Kyle Raleigh obviously is probably going to regress in some aspects. He's not going to hit 60 again. But I'm high on the Mariners winning this division.
And then I wanted to say too about the Mariners that yeah, they'll probably win the division. After the Gore trade, the Rangers are going to pitch well, and with Wyatt Langford and stuff, I feel like that they have some potential for offensive improvement. But yes, the Mariners will probably win the division. And I wanted to say, Harry Ford, who they traded for a good lefty setup guy, he isn't even going to be the Nationals, who obviously don't have a ton of big league good players. He isn't even breaking camp with the Nationals. So at first I was like, oh man, I thought the Mariners sort of dropped the ball trading Ford for a lefty setup guy. Sometimes my knowledge of non-bullpen closers is a bit spotty. I was just sort of generalizing and putting it in box. Man, yeah, they traded a great catcher for Ferreira, aka just a lefty setup guy. But yeah, with that being something they had to address, and then obviously they have Cal Raleigh blocking them, and then I feel like that really validates the trade that Ford couldn't even make the opening day roster on one of the teams with the least big league talent ready-made there is.
Well, the Nats are still
so suddenly that's certainly, especially in the short term, looking like a good trade for them.
The Nats are still high on Keibert Ruiz, who they got, I believe, was the Trey Turner Max Scherzer deal. Okay. Ruiz was 100% a Dodger.
Yeah.
I think it was the Scherzer Turner deal, I believe. But I mean, switch hitting catcher that shows potential. I mean, you're going to give them all the time in the world to try to develop.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like we've been waiting for Ford for years.
Mm-hmm.
He's a above average offensive catcher. I think the problem is his defense behind the plate. But he's what, I think 5'10", 5'11". You can't really play anywhere else.
Yeah, and it seems like, and Ford's a casualty of sorts of this brave new era. Like the days of even being kind of a defensive liability at catcher, with these new base running rules and the trends of the game are over. Like I have the utmost respect for pitchers and catchers that can control the running game.
Yeah.
With these new rules that do nothing but enable the running game from an offensive standpoint. So yeah, the days of just, he's got some bop and he's not the best defensive catcher, that was never very common. Catcher's always been labeled as more defensive, but yeah, you'll see less of that than ever now. The days of just like turning a blind eye to bad defense because you like a catcher's bat, you just can't do that.
Like the days of Mike Piazza.
Right. Yeah, he would just be a first baseman. And yes, back then there were the heart of the steroid era, half of the league had first baseman with as many homers as Piazza. He would have just been another guy at first base. But fortunately, back then you were allowed to be a bad defensive catcher and make all-star teams, doing that. So
yeah, also, you brought up the Rangers. Dan, I know you're going to be, not to spoiler alert, but I know you're going to be a little bit higher on the Astros, I believe, coming up. Obviously, Astros, they lose Valdez, the starting lineup. And, why are you so high on the Astros this year?
Hunter Brown is going to be in the Cy Young conversation this year. Obviously, you still got Josh Hader, Brian Abreu in the back of the bullpen. Altuve can still hit. Jordan's going to be healthy. He sprained his ankle, I think, in July and just wasn't the same. And the most you can keep him at DH, the better. You got to throw him out in their left field. You might have some problems. Christian Walker, I think, is also an underrated first baseman. He kind of had a down year last year, but I think he'll bounce back. They got Correa. Jeremy Pena is kind of waiting to be a quote unquote superstar. He's right there, but they also got Aaron Getty in the rotation. They got name's escaping me. I don't know, but
I can't help you.
Yeah, no. They signed the pitcher from Japan, Ito. I want to say his name was.
No, I think it's like Ime.
But that's an underrated signing. And then you get to beat up on the Angels. That helps.
Yeah, they still have the Angels still have Mike Trout, so that's cool.
Yeah,
that's about it.
And then they got Logan O'Hoppe.
I'm a big
I am
Kikuchi
interested.
guy. As long as we're talking about the Angels, I didn't even think they'd get any run. But it's funny. Unfortunately, they held him hostage there all last year.
Yeah.
If you remember from last year's show, we were speculating on a good pitcher or player, period, on a bad team that could swing a pennant race, and I immediately went to him like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, the
I'm
Angels will be
interested.
out of it, and Kikuchi will go to a contender and swing a race. Because Kikuchi spent most of his prime on the Mariners when they were irrelevant.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of him, so I would really like to see what he can do in a pennant race. And we're not going to necessarily find that out tomorrow, as long as he's on the Angels.
I think for me, just for the ALS as a whole, my most interesting player to keep an eye on that could be a crazy good lottery ticket is Alek Manoah signing with the Angels. I think if he can have a career rejuvenation, I mean,
The Angels might not lose 100 games.
yeah. By the way, fun fact, only team in MLB history to not lose 100 games ever. Which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
With how bad they've been.
Right, it's plateaued, poor
Right.
us, yeah.
And we're not even talking bad recently.
Uh-huh.
Even like in the 70s and 80s, they were not
Mhm.
good. But yeah, but to your point, I'm high on the Astros this year.
Yes.
I'm not especially high on the Astros, and then that combined with just how high I am on the Mariners, I don't like I said, the Rangers are intriguing. I like a lot of their arms. They're going to have great pitching, and they have a lot of potential for improvement. And I'm a big Corey Seager guy, but yeah, it just seems like the Mariners are just in a class by themselves in that division. I have, unfortunately, because I'd like the Guardians to do a little better overall than they did last year with the first round exit, but I do have these eerie vibes of the American League looking a lot like last year, where the Mariners and Blue Jays, I'm very high on the Blue Jays. I didn't talk much when we did the AL East, but I'm picking up kind of similar vibes from last year of the Mariners and Blue Jays really being like the cut above in the American League.
And that was a great series too last year.
Oh, in the LCS, yeah. I mean, Mariners are up 3-2. Obviously lost both games.
Or even going back a couple years when they played in that wild card game, where I think the Blue Jays were up like 6 or 7, and then the Mariners just came back and won. That would those two have history, so I would love to see them in the LCS again.
Yeah, definitely seems to be a potentially budding rivalry, like NBA style, where you see them in the playoffs 3 years in a
Because
row.
a lot of guys in Western Canada root for the Mariners, because like if you're in Vancouver, that's
Western Canada does not have a team, so yes, if you are far enough away that you don't necessarily feel like rooting for the Blue Jays, yep. So that's definitely a good northern.
if you want to go catch a game, just go down to Seattle.
Yeah,
it's not the 20-hour trek to Toronto.
Right. Yeah. Last thing we didn't talk about in the AL West, the A's. I mean, I think they have a pretty young, decent lineup. I just don't know if their pitching can take them anywhere.
They're still a little bit away. They got Jackson Arnold coming up. I don't think he'll be up this year, but he's coming. Severino is your aces. But I mean, you got Kurtz, you got Wilson, you got Langoliers, you got Soderstrom, you got Rooker. I mean, the core of a team is there. I still think they're about a year or two away.
Yeah.
I think once they get to Vegas, they're going to be in a prime position, and they're setting themselves up for it now.
Yeah.
But if they can just get a little more pitching, trading Mason Miller is kind of an eyebrow raiser.
Yeah.
They got Louis DeVries out of him.
Yeah.
But
from the Padres. I'll let you breathe for a second. From the Padres.
Sorry, it was perfect.
Yeah, you're good.
But from the Padres, he's the number one prospect. No, he's 1 or 2.
I think
he's number 1.
Like in all baseball.
Yeah,
I think it's the shortstop from the Pirates.
Oh, Connor Griffin.
Connor Griffin.
DeVries is 2.
Yeah.
I think the A's are about a year or 2 away before they're good for 3 years, and then just sell everybody off.
Yeah. They'll have a 2-year window.
A la Marlins.
Where they might win, and then
Yeah, they can just get like another arm or 2. I think Jeffrey Springs, I think is going to be a good solid starter for them. But again, I think they're a mid to high 70s wins team. Like I don't think they're that far away. And you play in a minor league ballpark, so you can kind of get a little fluff on your numbers. So, I mean, we'll see with them.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's give us. Going to take a 30-second break. Excuse me. Hang on one second. Okay. Alrighty, guys, we're back here. But yeah, let's move on to the National League here. Let's start with. I'll start with the NL Central. And Dano, you can obviously talk about the team that you're sporting right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna maybe listen to, maybe not. I don't know. Well, go ahead, man.
I really love what the Reds did this year. I mean, their only really key loss was Scott Barlow, who's with the A's, we just talked about. But you know, Zach Maxwell getting a shot, Big Sugar, my guy, one of my favorite nicknames in baseball. You know, I think he'll be good. I'm interested to see how they intertwine Dane Myers with Friedel in center. Dane Myers isn't really. I mean, he's a great glove in outfield, but I mean, Friedel was borderline Gold Glove the past 2 years when he's healthy. You know, Brian Hayes at third is Platinum Glove. But the big one for me was they stole Gino Suarez. I mean, the fact that they only got him for 16 mil on it, like no one wanted to give him 20 mil for a year as like a DH. I mean, the dude's hit 40 home runs, what, 3 of the last 4 years?
It's insane, dude. Just as a quick comparison with that round 20 mil number and to hit home from a local flavor, the Guardians paid a washed up Encarnacion $20 million a year. The Guardians, 10 years ago, gave a downright ancient Encarnacion $20 million, and no one would give Suarez, who's almost just a birthright for 40 home runs, the $20 million.
Right,
it's crazy.
So
I knew Cleveland wouldn't do it, but I just can't believe 30 other teams didn't.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know, for me too, like I think the Suarez thing was kind of born out of losing out on Schwarber, who, you know, being greedy. I thought it was a lock. But the one thing that I do appreciate for Schwarber specifically was he said that the reason he didn't sign with the Reds because he had the same exact offer from the Phillies. Mm-hmm. His issue was the end of my contract. It's gonna put a damper on things of you trying to put out a competitive team. So I at least appreciate Schwarber thinking along those lines, right? Where like instead of just taking the payday and playing in his hometown, he's like, you know what? I don't want to put you guys in a bad spot a couple years down the road. You know, plus I'm sure he wants to compete for World Series and stuff like that. But really big on Sal Stewart. More to come on that. And then Matt McClain, I think, is going to have a bounce back year. He was awful last year, but he hit what, fucking 520 in spring this year.
Yeah, he was like the redemption trading story guy.
Yeah, I think he tied a Cactus League record for home runs this year.
Right.
Ellie needs to take a step forward in defense. It's hard to take a step back, but he's one of the most electrifying guys when he's in the batter box or even on the base pass. The Reds didn't lose much, and they gained Gino. They got Caleb Ferguson, solid left-handed pitcher. Emilio Pagan's back, 35 saves at 36 saves, something like that. And coming off their first their first non-COVID playoff run since 12, 11, 12, when they blew the 2-0 lead to the Giants.
2012,
whatever year that was. Yeah. But yeah, I'm high on the Reds. But with that being said, Hunter Green being down for 4 to 6 months, that's gonna hurt a lot.
It's a bummer. Yeah.
I'm curious to see how Tito handles the Williamson Burns thing at the rotation. Tyler Stevenson's healthy this year. He wasn't healthy starting last year. He's a solid offensive catcher. I'm high on them. I still don't think that they're gonna catch the Cubs. The Cubs didn't get any better, but they didn't get any worse. They replaced Kyle Tucker with Alex Bregman.
Yeah.
Which that's maybe a 1 to 2 win swing, maybe.
Yeah.
I have in this division, I have the Pirates giving the Cubs a fight, and
Yeah.
the Reds just sort of that notch behind where if everything breaks right, they could do something. Man, like Suarez, great, and then but just to sort of oversimplify it, the bad news with Hunter Green from a Red standpoint to me is, unfortunately for the Reds' hopes this year in the short term, the Hunter Green news is as bad as the Suarez coup.
Yeah.
You're probably signing him for a fair team friendly price is good. So
Well, the good news is
because because otherwise they could have been right there. As far as the Pirates go, with the O'Hearn and Lowe acquisitions, and also Mangum from the Rays.
Yeah. And Marcel Ozuna.
Yes, and Ozuna, correct. So they did some things, and they don't really need to do a lot. Like I love Jared Jones; he'll be back before too long.
Yep.
Bubba Chandler's front.
I was about to say Bubba Chandler. Yeah.
You could do a lot worse than ultimately. Like it seems like with these kids, Mitch Keller can be their fourth starter by the All-Star break.
And he had a great year last year.
Yeah. So you could do a lot worse than him as a fourth starter. And I just think, I like Brandon Lowe a lot. Tampa's kind of like a mess with like platoons and ineffective lineups and stuff. Not saying Pittsburgh's an offensive powerhouse, but I think that Lowe will thrive and love being like an everyday guy that's counted on instead of just like an interchangeable platoon guy or whatever that he was in Tampa. So
yeah.
Of course, they have to overpay people. I don't know if Hearn signing was quite the team friendliest deal ever, but it was a proactive move to address a dire need. So,
But they got Connor Griffin. He's coming. He'll probably be up. Probably like we were talking about with Bazzana, he's probably going to be June, July-ish.
Sure.
Would be my guess. Excuse me, but they also have a former number 1 overall pick, Henry Davis. I mean, he started kind of coming along a little bit at catcher last year, but they got Gregory Soto in the bullpen too. I mean, the Pirates definitely made some moves,
and to a degree, like I hope Hayes works out in Cincy, but I like how they're free from Hayes because they need offense, and Hayes was never even going to be an average offensive player, and the Pirates right now need to scour, especially at the hot corner, for at least league average offense everywhere they can, and now they are free to find that now that they've moved on from Hayes. So
yeah, and obviously the reason why Hayes was so attractive to the Reds was he just signed like what it was like an 8-year like $60 million extension.
Yeah,
super team friendly,
right?
And the Reds I think have kind of punted on Cam Collier, at least at third base because of his defense.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to say because Cam Collier is still a top 30 prospect in all of baseball, but he was still with Dayton last year. So, I don't know. I think the Pirates are a problem. I think specifically speaking for me and me only as a Reds fan, I think their window is this year and next year because then at that point you got to worry about Ellie because there's zero chance Ellie's a Red after the 28-29 season.
Right.
So, you have this window now and you're spending where you can spend, but this is your window. You got to be aggressive. If something bad happens, don't wait for the trade deadline. Go get someone like now. you know, Rhett Lauder. I mean, Rhett Lauder was a first round pick at pitcher. You obviously got Chase Burns, who was taken after Bazana with the second overall pick. The pitching staff's there. Like if you're lacking bats and you're in literally like statistically the easiest ballpark to hit in, you need to take advantage of it. You can't just sit back and wait. And like, you know, I saw them toying around today. They put Key Brian Hayes in the 2 hole. What are we doing? Throw him in the 9 spot. Don't even mess around with that, right?
Yeah.
It needs to go Friedel, McLean, Ellie, Suarez, Stevenson. Those are your top. That's your 1 through 5. Figure out 6 through 9 at that point. Don't fuck around. Hit the ball. You have the pitching. I mean, they were a top 5 staff last year, ERA wise. But you know how many Reds games I watched last year that they're losing 2-1, 3-2? It's like,
A lot.
dude, just get some fucking offense. Suarez helps. Suarez is protecting Ellie. Ellie's going to actually get some pitches to hit. He'll still strike out 200 times probably, but you know, you get Ellie on base and you got Suarez behind him and you got Stevenson behind him. I mean, the sky's the limit. I still don't think they have enough offensive firepower to get to the Cubs. I think the Pirates are definitely. They might be a 500 team this year. They're right there. I mean, they were what 73 wins last year with 0 offense.
Something like that.
The Cardinals are going to probably be a 100-loss team. The Brewers are taking a giant step back. I mean,
I've been very loyal to the Brewers, man. Nobody picked them last year. I picked them
not a
again.
soul.
But,
Yeah.
but yeah, just oh boy, dirty pool to me trading Peralta. Like yeah,
For
no,
next
now-
to nothing,
yeah.
too.
Well, no, they got those Mets prospects.
Well, they got
They got the 2 really good Mets prospects for Peralta, so it's not that they traded for next to nothing. I just feel like
not Padif. Who the pitcher? Brandon Sprout. There it is.
well, yeah, and that other they got like great ranked prospects. Like the issue wasn't really the return for me with that trade; it was just the premise of it in general. I feel like whether they actually said it or just like intentionally misrepresented their fans, I think that the core they sort of like let everyone believe like, well, yeah, we can't play Burns and Peralta, so we're trading Corbin Burns so we can pay Peralta, and then it's time to pay Peralta after winning 96 fucking games, and you ship him out too.
Yeah.
And believe me,
And they got
we're-
Miz too.
we're in Cleveland. We're in the Midwest. I know all about cheap owners. I try and be kind of numb to them, but to ship your ace out after winning 96 games, and you know, like I don't know Freddie Peralta. I can't get inside his head. But at this stage of the game, he probably would have bet on himself and took at least a 1-year, $20 million prove-it deal, and they didn't even do that. And I felt like they certainly owed their team and their fans that after winning 96 games.
The one thing
in a again attainable Central Division.
the one thing I will say, and I hate to say it because you know the Brewers have just been a thorn in my side as a Reds fan for the last 10 years, is you know they always find these guys that are just a bunch of fucking nobodies and they just turn them into something.
Yeah.
Like who was the kid they got from the Yankees in the Devin Williams trade?
Oh shit.
Third baseman.
The Durbin guy that signed with the
Yes. But dude, crazy good year. Collins, Sal Frelick,
Yeah.
Bryce Terang. Like these are guys that they just pick off the scrap
Yeah,
heap.
Frelick's like a 5'7" singles hitter. So, yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Speaking of, he's like the anti scouting combine paper tiger.
Right.
We're talking about areas.
But
you know?
Hoskins had a comeback year for them last year. William Contreras has been crazy good. They got him from the Braves. I forgot for who, but like,
Yeah.
They just find these guys that teams give up on, and then Pat Murphy just turns them into a super team. You know, and then obviously they didn't even mention Christian Yelich or Churio.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Yelich is going to be more of a DH in this, with his back issues and this part of his career. But, I don't want to count the Brewers out, man. But
you're going to.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Shame on Dano.
Yeah.
Just wait till the Brewers finish ahead of the Reds in the standings.
Oh God.
But yeah,
They haven't won a series against the Brewers, by the way. I think since 2018. The Reds. It's been a stupid, crazy long time.
They haven't won a series.
Correct. Against the Brewers.
Yikes! Yikes! All right, let's go to the let's go to the NL East. Obviously, you know, you got the Phillies. I don't know really about the Braves. I mean, Strider's going to start the year on the injured list
And
again.
without Swellenbach too.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, the Mets, you know, after missing out on the playoffs last year, which I think with the second highest payroll in the league, they just went balls to the wall this offseason or whatnot. I think it was what they signed Bichette
Mm-hmm.
to play, I would assume, third.
Traded for Robert
And
Yeah.
traded for Peralta.
and
Like,
traded
And
for Peralta.
yeah.
Yeah.
Feel like I'm
And
missing
Simeon.
trade for Simeon. So I think Bichette's going to play third, I would assume.
Yep.
Where's he going? Outfield?
Yeah, he's going third because
Simeon will play second, and then obviously they saw Frankie at short.
that's why the Bichette deal didn't make sense to me. He's never played third in his life. Well, I don't want to say in his life, but at least in competitive baseball. In the World Series, they tried him out there in second, you know, but he doesn't have the cleanest injury record. You know, and third base is kind of tough on you physically.
I feel if you can play short, you can play third.
For sure.
But you bring up a good point. Yes, from a durability standpoint,
Yeah.
if you have trouble staying healthy at shortstop, I wouldn't say third base is any more low impact.
Right. And then,
Especially,
and then to your point, like, I mean, Cal moved to third, A-Rod moved to third. Technically, Hosey moved to third. So I mean, you got shortstops that always, not always, but a lot of shortstops once they get to a certain point move to third. So, you know,
Well, yeah, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
You know, with the college draft, you see every year how like 80% of the position players in
Bregman.
the first round are center fielders or shortstops, and then eventually there's 9 places on the diamond, and these center fielders and shortstops, which is what everyone played for their high school and college.
and then
team
you're
ever, have to
the
go
best
somewhere else.
athlete. You play shortstop or center field when you're in high school.
Which
and
is
you're in
why
college. Yeah.
it was sort of an improbable anomaly. Bazana was the first ever pure second baseman drafted first overall, which is crazy because like no one would be surprised if you said an offensive guard in football has never been drafted first overall or something like that. But it's just like baseball; you just figure every position on the diamond in 100 years or whatever has been drafted first overall. But so many of these guys come out as a shortstop that there had never been a second baseman drafted first overall. So let's hope that once Bazana's career is over, we'll look back and be like, what the fuck took everybody so long? We should have been drafting second basemen first overall since the 70s.
Right.
Let's hope that's the end game with Bazana once it's all said.
All right. Real quick, we can talk about the Phillies last, of course, but any word on the Nationals or Marlins? I think they're bottom of the division.
Yeah, just brutal. Just to be mean and kick teams while they're down a little bit. Just because we got time. Cade Cavalli is the Nationals opening day starter. Like, come on, we all have rebuilding years. Cade Cavalli, like that's horrifying. Like, I mean, Cade Cavalli, he's a nice guy, belongs in the big leagues. Maybe he'll earn a salary for like 3 more years as like a sensible long reliever for the Rockies or something. My God, like,
Well, like what like on the Nationals,
even
what happened
for a rebuilding year, that's just awful.
with the Nationals? Like, what happened to Josiah Gray? I mean, he was supposed to be this next up and coming guy. I mean, granted, he was hurt
They had
last year,
some
but
uneven player development, and then another intriguing guy who I actually took way too early in my fantasy draft. We'll see what he does, but James Wood.
yeah.
Biggest knock on him. I mean, of course, he strikes out too much, but doesn't every power hitter ever coming up nowadays? So besides striking out too much, the biggest not obvious knock on him is his ground ball swing, pounding balls into the ground. So I will say from a national standpoint, allegedly they say launch angle is one of the more coachable things for a young slugger.
Sure.
So, yeah, they love his bat-to-ball skills and how he can barrel up on shit. So hopefully they can figure out how to get him to lift the ball instead of beating it into the ground. And like I said, from a coachability standpoint, like if someone has a bad eye, they just have a bad eye. But they say that if somebody is pounding balls into the ground too much and has power potential, that's something they can work on. So that is something they have going for him, because if he can quit having so much ground ball in his spring, he's obviously a special power hitter.
Well, and
before he had that god awful second half, he had that nice like 60-day tear or whatever last year.
But I think the Nats' problem too is they're still going through that ownership thing, aren't they? Where I don't think they found a buyer for the team yet. So they're kind of like in limbo as far as like fielding a competitive team.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going on because the Guardians have been like supposed to be getting a rich owner for like 10 years now.
Blitzer.
Yeah, every other
Yeah.
team, it takes a month to sell a team, and for some reason, the Guardians are on this like just brutal 12-year plan that we're in like year 4 of.
Well, he was
Tito, I don't know if it's that long.
well,
I
he's
know
what,
what you mean.
27?
He's going to take
It's
over.
been a slow burn. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, I'm being dramatic just for the sake of making my point, but this has been.
You're being a little facetious.
Well, yeah, the Dolan-
but this has been a slow burn. There's no
You
debating
mean the
that.
Dolan's milking every single penny that they possibly fucking can? You don't say.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But yeah, but also like lastly, just on the NL East, and then we'll go to the NL West, and then we'll prediction time, of course. But obviously with the Phillies, they re-signed Schwarber, of course. Trading Suarez, I mean, I don't know if that dents their rotation that much. I mean, because they still have Christopher Sanchez.
No, Painter's ready. They barely made a spot for him. Yeah, their
Yeah.
rotation's gonna be fine.
Because I'm trying to remember.
I mean, shit, Nola's there for
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who else am I missing on that?
Wheeler.
Zach Wheeler, Nola, Sanchez,
What is that? Painter.
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 Probably is their fifth guy there.
Does do they
Luzardo.
Luzardo? Yeah.
Yeah. I knew I was missing. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, also, for the Phillies, I actually think they might have a bounce back here. I think,
I mean, they won.
quote unquote bounce back.
Yeah.
Let's not forget,
More or less just playoff success. I guess.
again, maybe over dramatic to say on the ropes, but they had that heartbreaking throwing error. Maybe they didn't have the Dodgers on the ropes, but they were somewhat toe to toe with the Dodgers before that relief pitcher had the throwing error. I felt bad for him, a tale as old as time, because of course everyone was like so hard on him and it was a bonehead play, but like, when exactly are situational relievers known for their defense? Like,
Right.
I feel like that's kind of a bad beat to be like, fucking relief pitcher made that shitty error. It's like, well,
Yeah.
that's what relief pitchers do. Like you hope they strike people out if they need to make a play with their glove and it unfurls more than it works out.
And we're gonna. I'm assuming we're gonna touch on this here in a little bit, but like for me, like I think Castellanos was kind of an issue for them last year. And I love me some Nick Castellanos, but I think getting him out and not trotting him out there with his terrible defense in right field every day is going to help.
Yeah, because that was, speaking of a bad beat, obviously no one's asking Kyle Schwarber to do anything with a glove. So you have an atrocious defender like Castellanos.
Yeah.
But then your DH is a 50 home run guy. So yeah. We're all just a better.
But I think he was an
Castellanos
issue. When obviously what came to light was he went and got a beer after he got pulled for whatever reason in Miami, in the dugout. But I think from that point on, that really kind of did the Philly season in, because I think there was a lot of turmoil inside of the clubhouse.
Yeah,
and Castellanos just being a shitty person with Rob Thompson, and I think that did a lot with that team. Morale wise, I mean, they still ended up, winning the East and making the playoffs and all that. But no, they didn't win Did they win the East?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they totally won the East.
Yeah.
And that's missed the playoffs.
That's right, because the Dodgers beat the Red. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Mets whiffed, and the Braves weren't
Yeah,
that good last
Yeah,
year.
They
Nationals and
were the East representation of the playoffs.
Yeah,
so
that's
yes,
right.
They won the East.
Yeah.
There weren't any wild
But Bryce and Trey and Schwarber, and I'm a big Bryson stock guy. I like him a lot. I think the Phillies are they're up there, but I do think,
If I'm not mistaken, Trey Turner won a very quiet batting title last year. If I'm not mistaken. And there were a lot of like crazy stats and individual stories, and 317 isn't like the sexiest batting title ever, but yeah, I think that he just low key won the batting title.
he
And this is Exhibit A right here. Like we all got to go to our
So-
phones. Like,
yeah,
who won the batting title?
we're going to the
Who
tablet.
included, but yeah. So yeah, there's definitely some good talent there. I'm really high on the Mets.
me as well.
But yeah, the Phillies will make that a good fight. I have the Mets winning that division, and we'll get to the prediction. I have the Mets doing pretty well. In the playoffs.
Tito, you are correct, my
Yeah,
friend.
Yeah,
Three
so-
304.
Yeah.
304. Okay, I was gassing him up that 3 seconds.
It was the lowest by
Oh,
it was the lowest by an NL champion since Tony Gwynn in '88 when he hit 313.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Wow.
And Nico Horner, and Freddie Freeman came in second and third. But yeah, you know, I like the Phillies. I'm with you though. I think the Mets win the division, but I do think the Phillies will get in the playoffs.
Right. All right. Last division, NL West. Real quick, I'm going to say the same thing like I did about the Twins to the Rockies. They suck. Let's move on. But
Hunter Goodman, that's the only thing you got to say about the Rockies.
right. And I mean, your boy is now president of ops over there. Anywho, I'm sorry. But yeah,
Jonah Hill.
let's talk about Dodgers real quick. Obviously, 2-time defending World Series champs.
The rich get richer.
And then they get absolutely even more rich with signing Kyle Tucker and then also signing Edwin Diaz from the Mets. So to bolster the back end of the bullpen, of course, as well. Yeah, I mean, I would love the Dodgers just to absolutely falter this year, but maybe I'm just.
We live in a world where Mookie Betts could be hitting 7th in that lineup. I don't think it's going to happen, but I mean, come on.
I'm totally old school, like, be classy, don't root for an injury guy, win the right way. But, like, yes, the playing field's so unbalanced. I actively root for Shohei Ohtani or any Dodgers pitcher ever to get injured. And that's literally like the qualifier. Like, hey, man, be classy. Don't root for an injury. Unless it's one of the 5 most.
No, I'm
because they're loaded. They're absolutely loaded.
But the problem is they like.
I'm with you. I just don't want to see the Dodgers win. Sorry, Dan. Like I'm mostly in favor with how the current salary cap issue is, but we can talk about that another time, of course. But it's just I don't want to see them win. Like I don't like the Dodgers now.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever liked the Dodgers. I mean, I've always respected players like Clayton Kershaw. And like guys like that, but they can just fuck off now.
Yeah, easier said than done. Freezing cold take. Make them play 3 playoff series again. Because yes, easier said than done. But somehow, because of the Brewers winning 96 games, the Brewers and Phillies had the byes last year. And yeah, they at least had their moments where you kind of had hopes they weren't getting through the field. Yeah, somehow, some way, I'd love to see them not get a bye. But yes, they're so loaded. It's hard to envision them missing out on a bye back-to-back years. Well, it's hard to believe they missed out on a bye last year. It's just a shame that they didn't just
they did
have a bad series, like especially the Phillies. Like I said, that damn throwing error.
I mean, the Dodgers did have a bye the first round. They had the Reds. So
yeah, very true. Yeah. I forgot the Reds made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I mean, barely.
Wow.
It took the Marlins. It took the Marlins beating the Mets.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It took the Mets just to the absolute collapse.
So there's boy, yeah, obviously, like, I'm not gonna make any bold waves here. Yeah, I have the Dodgers winning the West by a mile. I just want to say, like, with the Giants, good for them for hiring the Tennessee manager. Unlike the NBA and NFL, you don't see a lot of people hiring college people. Vitello, I believe.
Tony Vitello?
Yeah, Tony Vitello.
That's a Buster Posey move.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
And I just love obviously when you're chasing the Dodgers and you've got a chip on your shoulder and you've got to sort of like shuck and jive and take down a giant. Bold moves are the word of the day. Like you can say there's a reason no one ever hires these college guys, and I totally get that. But like I love it. I like not just because of him personally. Like he's ran a great program and I like him personally, but just the whole sentiment like. You have to take risks and make crazy moves to like take down the Dodgers of the world. Arias's defense impressed me in the World Baseball Classic. They signed Arias. I think that's a great signing.
I think he's going to DH for them.
That didn't break the bank. Well, Eldridge, it seems
that's what I was about to say.
DH,
well,
so.
he's starting in AAA.
Okay. Oh, okay. I did not know.
Yeah,
that.
but he'll be up super soon.
But either way, like Arias was a decent signing. I love the Vitello. Hiring Logan Webb's a dog.
Harrison Bader signing is underrated.
So I like what they're doing there. It's obviously an uphill battle to keep the Dodgers in check. And then the Padres I wanted to touch on really quick.
Of course.
I feel like they're a little stubborn. Now Mason Miller, it's an easy bar debate. He's probably the best closer in the game. Like I get not wanting to mess with that, but Marajan and another guy, like the Padres are perceived to be a bit lean at starters, and they got all these good bullpen arms, and they wouldn't make any of them a starter. And I don't know. I just think that's too stubborn. I think Mason Miller, sure, like in today's game, there's something to be said for having a different rating closer. Don't mess with him, but Marajan, and I'm drawing a blank on the other guy.
Well, Suarez went to the Braves.
Yeah, but I know that was a story in camp that beyond Mason Miller, Marajan, and another guy like with starter stuff and just keeping him in the bullpen, and it's just what are we lining up this 7, 8, 9 duo for if we have 3 holes in our rotation? You know?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think they're banking on Michael King having a comeback here.
But it's like even if he has a comeback here, they let Cease walk. There's a couple of holes. I mean, I like Pavetta. But...
Pavetta, I think is going to be he's going to be a top 3 Cy Young candidate. He had a crazy good year last year. I just also think that they're just banking on their offense to, take them places because you still got Tatis, Machado, Merrill. Jake Cronenworth is criminally underrated in my eyes.
Yeah.
Freddie Fermin, catcher now. They got rid of Maldonado, which they needed to do. I
signed Nick Castellanos. I see.
They got Nick Castellanos. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Sorry.
And then no, you're good. And then I'm high on the Padres, man. I think they dethroned the Dodgers from the West. I do.
So I believe they signed Griffin Canning as well.
Yeah.
So they might have.
What are the Angels doing? Griffin Canning finally bloomed. Did they let him get away?
Yeah. So he might have filled one of the.
Probably because of the Grayson Rodriguez trade.
Yeah,
still
exactly.
Talk about a speculative.
Well, no, Griffin Canning was a Met last year.
That's right.
And he was having a great season, and then I think he broke his ankle. I think.
Right. So
yeah, and then obviously they got, as I see it, for Pavetta, Michael King.
Yeah.
Yu Darvish is still there.
Well, Darvish is out for the year.
Well, he's out for the year, so but okay, I'll just go fuck myself. And then I did see Walker Buehler. I don't know if he's going to make the roster, but he was
he pitched okay with the Red Sox last year.
Yeah. So, but yeah, real quick, or let's move on to prediction time.
Yeah.
Shall we? Let's just go real quick. Let's just go division by division. I'm really just going to go for the winner, but if you want to go, how do you think they'll finish in order? Go ahead. But Tito, we'll let you go first, man. Let's go AL East.
AL East, I have Blue Jays, Yankees, Red Sox, Orioles, Rays. Blue Jays are just a beast. I love the Pont signing. I don't know much about Okamadu, but that should work out for him. And obviously, hopefully, Bieber has a little bit left in the tank. And just big on the Blue Jays. So yes, I'd say Blue Jays and Yankees playoff locks in that division.
Dano?
I got Orioles, Jays.
You're fucking mad, man.
Yankees, Sox, Rays.
I think I'm gonna go Jays, Yankees. I think it'll be close. And then you got Orioles, Red Sox, Rays. I think for AL East. Let's go. I'm going to save the AL Central for last. So let's go. I'll start with the AL West. I'm going to go Mariners. I'm going to go Rangers. I'm going to go A's, Astros, Angels.
I'm going to go Mariners, Astros, Rangers.
Okay.
A's, thank you. A's, Angels.
Yeah.
We go Mariners, Rangers, Astros.
Yeah.
Astros, what the hell did you dump Dubon for? $6 million gold glove guy. But anyway, Mariners, Rangers, Astros, and then A's, Angels. And shame on the Angels for finishing behind the A's despite what'll be a historically bad pitching staff in 2026. No, short term.
All right. Dan, how about you start off for us with the NL East?
NL East, I'm going to go Mets, Phillies, Braves, and then you can literally take your turn on Marlins, Nationals. But I'm going to go Marlins, Nationals.
So real quick for me, I think I'm right with you.
Yeah.
For that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
NL East, I have Mets, Braves, Phillies, Marlins, Nationals. Acuna will have a monster year for the Braves. Chris Sale seems somewhat ageless, and obviously down on the Phillies compared to last year when I picked them to win the World Series. I just had the Phillies as a run-of-the-mill fighting for a wild card third place.
Gotcha. All right, let's go NL Central. Dan, I'll let you start with NL Central too.
It hurts.
Just honk away.
It hurts.
Just honk away. Who cares? Just honk away.
Cubs, Reds, Pirates, Brewers, Cardinals.
All right. Tito.
Okay, I have Pirates, Cubs.
Pirates winning the division?
Yeah.
You dirty fuck, you.
Pirates.
I love it, by the way. I love it.
Cubs.
I meant that in a good way.
Reds.
Brewers?
Brewers, Cardinals.
All right. I'm gonna go Cubs, Brewers, Pirates, Reds, Cardinals.
Reds finishing fourth is out of spite, but we're not going to go there.
Slightly. Well, I mean, not like slightly, but also, I mean, I think the division will be. I think we were talking earlier. It's going to be a more open division. You know what
I think I also but like to your point, I think fourth place could also finish like 4 back.
That's what I mean. Like I think it could be all close. I don't know how many playoff teams they'll get because of that.
That's what I'm saying. They're. I'm not going to say they're going to beat up on each other, but they're all going to be mediocre at the same time.
I think they all beat up on St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
So
like I said, I think St. Louis is a 100-loss team this year. If not,
I'm big
high
on
90s.
Burleson for St. Louis.
For sure.
Age 27 season.
but that's it.
That's just for the sake of having something to talk about. with them.
Ivan Herrera also is good, but he's going to be their DH. He's not going to catch much, but yeah, that's literally it.
all right. NL West. Whoever wants to start.
Let Tito start.
Sure. Dodgers, Giants, Diamondbacks, Padres, out of spite for not converting any of those talented relievers into starters. And then the Rockies. Shout out to the Rockies for signing Lorenzen, Shingato, and Quintana. I know that's just a meme waiting to happen, but like you have to do something. At least show your prospect pitchers what a big league pitcher might look like. So in a world where a lot of teams with a helpless outlook in 2026 did nothing, like tip of the cap to the Rockies for
trying
signing worthy big league players, even if they weren't the most savvy moves.
I think Dollinger coming up. He's supposed to be at the top.
He's starting in the pen.
Yeah.
And that could be a blessing. They feel he's not ready, and obviously they might not have had that luxury if they didn't sign those 3 placeholders. But yeah, I'm big on him. Like, just for the sake of swimming upstream, like anyone who loves pitching always roots for a Rockies guy to somehow figure that out.
Yeah.
And he has the brightest toolkit to do that in years.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Do you guys want to go individual awards next?
Do I not get to pick the West?
Dan, I picked the West. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't even pick the West either. I'm sorry.
Padres.
Whoa.
Dodgers. Padres, Dodgers, Giants, D-backs.
All right, so I got to go different then from you guys. Dodgers are going to win the West. I'm going to go with a slight upset. I'm going to go with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
And then I will go the Padres. Then I will go the Giants. And then the Rockies will finish last in the division, of course. But listen, I mean, I know we didn't really talk about the Diamondbacks at all, but I mean, listen, it was 2 years ago they were in the World Series, I believe, right?
I mean, and they sold off at the deadline.
It was
and
3
then,
years ago, but yeah.
I mean, kind of took off after they traded everybody.
That's what I mean.
Took off figuratively.
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of like
Perdomo's a hell of an underrated player. He's one of the most
him and
underrated
Marte might be the best second base shortstop combo.
Yeah.
And then Corbin Carroll, but then the problem is outside of those 3, you got a whole lot of nothing. Well, Arenado's there now. Not that he can hit the ball anymore, but
too washed up to be on America's team, so just
goes to Puerto Rico.
Joined a third country. I swear he was at least like on Cuba's tryouts in 2012. That's what gets me. Like, I think he did 3 countries, not 2. Like there's like 5 2-country guys.
Yeah.
Did he represent Canada too?
Arenado? No, not till next World Baseball.
Oh, okay,
Classic.
not so old. Sorry.
And then if Canada happens to have an uptick in talent, he'll just magically appear for like the Netherlands or a tier below.
Well, I mean, Stuart Fairchild was on Chinese Taipei.
Sure. But he's Stuart Fairchild. Let that poor guy carry pick. Like, if you're a washed up 8-time gold glover, just stay down.
Right.
It's so annoying what Arenado did. Oh my God. If Puerto Rico would have won the World Baseball Classic, that would have just been terrible.
He would have been the first one to win a WBC with 2 countries. No?
Right.
I feel that's a thing.
How's that even allowed? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as long if your cat was born in Italy, you can play for Italy. So, I mean,
And I'm fine with the lax rules.
yeah.
Play for whatever country you want because your great grandma read a book about their heritage. But don't switch. You know, once you pick,
Once
you
you
don't
pick, that's it.
switch.
I'm
That's
with you
what
there.
gets
Yeah.
me. I don't care how easy it is to
Yeah.
claim a country, but just the switching. It's not
Yeah.
attractive.
All right.
She
I
saw,
got,
saw a picture of the Eiffel Tower one time and now plays for
right.
Italy. Oh, that's funny.
the Eiffel Tower.
Not the sorry,
The
I
Eiffel
meant the
Tower of
the-
Pisa.
I meant the Leaning
Leaning
Tower
Tower.
of Pisa is what I meant. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
But yeah, let's move on. Do you guys want to do individual awards?
Sure.
Let's start with Rookie of the Year.
I'm gonna honk a tad.
Of course you are.
Shocking. I think Sal Stewart wins the NL. And kind of like a under the radar for me, when I was doing a little bit of research, I kind of didn't realize he still had rookie eligibility to win the award. I'm going Trey Savage from the Jays.
Yeah, because he only came up. What?
He was the end of the year, but he was so big for them in the playoffs that
That's
you
what I-
kind of forget. Like,
Yeah. I was gonna say he came up middle of the year, but he still has rookie eligibility.
yeah.
But obviously crushed it for him in the playoffs.
You stand
Help
up on
him.
those two. Thank you.
Help him go to the World Series, of course. For me, I'm gonna go Connor Griffin of the Pirates. I think he'll be up early enough to do it, and I think he'll have a good year.
See, that's
Hopefully-
that's my concern with him is when he actually gets called up.
I mean, I'm just banking on. I don't have any insider information, of course.
No, I'm
about
with
the
you, but
Pirates,
I think if he comes up in May, I think he's the
yeah,
front
and then,
runner.
and then if he
absolutely.
crushes it with hopefully an improved Pirates lineup, I mean, listen, I think he has a chance. For the AL, I kind of just almost threw like a dart at the dartboard here, but I'm going to go Kazuni Okamoto, who is the rookie from Toronto, Japanese rookie from Toronto. But yeah, Tito, who do you got, man?
Okay. In the AL, I have Akamoto also in the AL.
Okay.
Feel like with all these international influxes, we're going to see, about every year in one of the leagues, an international guy more so than a 22-year-old winning the award.
Right.
And this time, I think it's him.
Yeah.
And then, and by the way, barely holding off DeLauder, hopefully. I'm hoping DeLauder has about as good of a season, and just because Toronto has a better voter base and might have a bit better of a season, he barely holds DeLauder off. And then,
Well, also not to cut you off, but if DeLauder has that kind of season, that's obviously good for us Guardians fans. But
yes, definitely.
yes, indeed.
So and then in the NL for Rookie of the Year, give me Painter for the Phillies.
Right.
Like I said, they had to get kind of creative to make a spot for him off the jump, but they knew he was ready, and they did
Yeah.
that. So I have to turn in my pitching nerd card if I don't have one of the Rookie of the Years being a pitcher. So
Yeah.
So
give me an international import in the AL and a pitcher in the NL. That's my prediction. Go to there.
real quick honorable mentions. Matsuyama from
White
the
Sox.
White Sox.
Yeah.
And then I'm surprised none of us said it. Nolan McLean
Yeah.
for the Mets.
I just
The
want-
only reason I didn't say that is because I forgot to look it up. I'm so high on him, and
He
I
still
forgot
has-
to look up if he has the eligibility.
He
You know
does.
for a fact he does.
1,000%, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he-
actually.
he
I
is-
placed
he
some
is
bets
definitely
today.
a player in that.
I played-
with said
I placed a
eligibility.
bet today for it for Rookie of the Year.
Not
he
to
he was
belittle-
top.
belittle
Yeah.
Painter. I still think Painter has something to say about this, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
that definitely makes it spicier that a guy like McLean
Yeah.
also can win the award.
All right, let's go. I didn't write this down, but you guys want to go Manager of the Year?
Ooh,
Any-
I didn't put that one.
Sure,
in. But
because
Any,
I
just-
can wing it.
I didn't even think
Yeah, you
about
guys want to
it.
wing this one?
But if
Stephen vote 3 times in a year.
yeah, no, I've got to go to chalk. I'm taking vote again for 3 times a year. Voter fatigue is real, and like, yes, this is probably not a smart pick, but yeah, I'm going to chalk for Stephen vote. And then NL of
That's
the year is
hilarious.
interesting because they also have a back-to-back winner in Pat Murphy.
Yeah.
But of course, just circumstances conspiring with selling Peralta and stuff. I don't think Murphy's going to win it again. Let's say maybe a spirited 500 performance from Lavolo of the Diamondbacks. He's a
Okay.
good skipper. I think can maybe eke into the National League Award and sort of a transition year as the Murphy dynasty ends this year.
Yeah. Real quick, Dan, before we get to you, Kyle checked in. He's watching.
Yeah.
Kyle actually has a question for you, Tito.
Okay.
What's your prediction for the Seattle series?
Well, my prediction for the Seattle series?
Yeah. I'm assuming he means the first series of the year for the
Yes,
Guardians.
first series of the year against Seattle. Yeah, Kyle, the Guardians, yes, open against Seattle. And then the Dodgers, and then the Cubs. Not a pick. No, I think that we go. Yeah, I think that we go 2-5 against Seattle and the Dodgers. It'll take us a little time to sort out our rotations and platoons, but that's fine. We overcame a 15.5-point game lead last year, so I just urge people not to panic. It's not a sprint, and in addition to there being a 162 game season, we have proven that we can make up a substantial amount of ground. So I am not the least bit worried. I hope we do better than 2-5 opening against the Mariners and Dodgers. But yeah, I have the Dodgers sweeping us, and yes, I was losing 2 out of 3 against Seattle. But we're a tough team finding ourselves. We're on the road, and that'll be fine. That'll even out, and we'll get it together. You know, if the Tigers and Royals are playing kind of pedestrian teams and they go 7-6. You'll have people running with the narrative like, oh, here we go. Yes, the Guardians are dethroned. They're 2-5. And then the Tigers and Royals, yes, they took 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals, and now they're 7-6. So let's not get too hung up. It's never good to get hung up on the April standings, and now more than ever with us having this gauntlet early on, not to get hung up on how the early results.
And then also,
go ahead. I was just going to say real quick, the Guardians are historically bad in April.
Yeah.
So I mean,
already slow start.
even when they were 100-win teams, they were always
sorting out
terrible in April.
platoons and bullpen rotations with a tough schedule, opening on the road.
Yeah.
So money working against us, but that's fine. And again, because we're all somewhat high on Seattle, and I'm really high on Seattle, so it's important. I certainly hope we find a way to take that Mariners series, but let's not get discouraged if that Mariners series doesn't go how we wanted it to.
I will say, good point. I mean, the Guardians usually start slow in April, like you said, Dana. I was going to say also with the more of a balanced schedule for the league. So, you know, like if we're playing Cubs, Dodgers, Mariners right off rip, you know, and, you know, if we go even like, I don't know, I think there's 8, 9 games between them or whatever. So if we go like 3-6, 4-5, 5-4 even, that's obviously good for the team to like play those teams early, and you know we don't need to go 9-0 against them, of course. But if we just go 500 and then just kind of stay around 500, and then also let's not get 15 games back in the division. And then expect the Guardians to.
The Guards started shitty last year too.
Yeah,
well they were like I think 10-20 they started or something like that. Like, but it was a very front heavy schedule last year, like it is this year.
Yeah.
So I mean.
And also, there was one person on this show that was still very bullish on the Guardians' chances of making the playoffs. But
wasn't me.
That's neither here nor there.
Newsflash.
Real quick, Kyle said, "I wonder what the over/under is for Guards wins this season. Anyone know?" So
78. Is that what you said? 78.5.
I mean, and that's fan graphs, so sure you could shop around and see some variance. Boy, you'll die of old age before you find a sports book that has us above 81. But that's fine. That's fine. We're at 78 every year, and we do what we do. I totally get how we're not a paper tiger. Like, I understand how these projections aren't the most favorable to us, but
so it looks like
together and we eke it out and we find a way.
So Guards 80+ wins on an unnamed sports book that doesn't sponsor us. 80 plus wins is plus 108.
So 78 is about.
So right around
It's
there.
going to be
Yeah.
78. and
They
a
have
half.
70 at minus 550.
Right. To me, that's patently ridiculous disrespect.
Oh yeah.
Two-time division champs, attainable division, two-time manager of the year. I mean, some of that's the homer in me talking, but some of that is just like occasionally you've got to give us some more favorable projections. But again, whatever. You don't go to the playoffs for projections, so write us our shitty projections.
Reds are minus money for 80 wins. That's crazy. Rockies plus 790, 70 wins. That's crazy.
Holy shit.
Oh, boy. Charlie Condon.
Oh, man.
All right. Yeah. Back to manager of the year, real quick. Dano.
Yeah. As I have the Padres taking the West, obviously I go Craig Stammen on that one. And then NL, I think AL. I'm really fighting Dan Wilson, but I think I'm gonna go Dan Wilson with the Mariners.
Yeah. No, I mean that makes sense. I mean, Mariners project to be one of the
Better teams.
top teams, of course, in the AL. For me, listen, I think I agree with you with the Mariners because I'm very bullish on the Mariners this year. NL side, listen, you could go Pirates manager if you think they're going to do very well.
What the fuck's his name?
Yeah, I know.
Damn it. Pirates manager.
Pirates manager. I can never remember, but yeah, he did a pretty good job when he took over for, obviously, not to beat a dead horse, but that Derek Shelton fellow that I don't much care for. Yeah, no, I'm drawing a blank.
Don Kelly.
Don Kelly, yeah.
There it is. Don Kelly.
Just more so addition by subtraction. Just brought some stability and sense to them.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that'd be a good pick. Listen, if the Giants make a run, go with Tony Vitello.
Vitello?
I don't really have listen, if you're high in the Reds, like somebody is over here, why don't you just pick Tito?
Because if you don't win your division, you can't be manager of the year.
But what if they
you are technically coming off of a playoff appearance. It's not like.
But what if they win the division?
I mean, then maybe. But I still think, again, if I have the Padres winning the West, there's no way Craig Stammen doesn't win the award.
No, I get it.
So I'm sticking by my prediction guns.
Yeah, I really hate this NL pick. I'm gonna go with Carlos Mendoza of the Mets, even though I know what happened last year, and then they obviously still kept him on going into this year. But fuck.
Yeah, shout out to him for the collapse that snuck the Reds into the playoffs.
I hate that. Fuck. All right. God damn. All right, let's go. Let's go Cy Youngs. As I just realized what I just did to myself. I did pick the Mets to win the division, though.
I'm gonna keep it simple.
I think I did, right?
I'm gonna go with a no-brainer with Skeens out of the NL, and then I'm gonna actually go with a little bit of a wild card. I actually picked this guy to win the Cy Young last year. Actually, same exact picks I have this year I had last year.
Logan Gilbert.
Yeah, Logan Gilbert. He just got hurt last year, so that kind of
no way.
Yeah.
God damn it, that's exactly what I'm doing. Snowball and Steve are the best two pitchers in the world by far and wide, but I never go to chalk with both picks. So like Skeens, I feel like is the lock of all time.
Yeah.
And then, again, man, those pesky Mariners. I don't even much like the Mariners, but they are low.
The only thing,
Gilbert.
The only thing that would hurt Gilbert would either be A, injury, or B, that entire staff just stealing votes from each other.
Yeah, I thought about that, but yes, I think that I don't think that the staff will steal votes from him. I think that it's a good staff, but
he missed a month and a half, 2 months last year, and that's what kind of did him.
Exactly, and yes, he's so under the radar. My fantasy league so starved for pitching, and he went 56th overall. And the fucker's probably going to win the Cy Young. Is the 56th?
He'll at least be a finalist if he's healthy. He'll be a finalist.
Yeah. So you took the words right out of my mouth. Skeens and Gilbert for the Cy Young.
For the AL, I'm going to go very chalky. A guy that you guys did not say. I'm going to go Tarek Skubal. obviously, if he stays healthy all year, I mean, he's in a de facto contract year.
He is in a contract.
So, I mean, if he goes out and obviously just does Scooble things like he's done the last 2 years, I mean, he's going to get a fat fucking contract next offseason.
He's going to get minimum
Not-
300 mil.
Not
Minimum.
and not from the Tigers, I don't think. But
No, probably not. That's why they signed Valdez.
yeah, to kind of be a cheaper
I
version.
just feel like his arm's falling off by Memorial Day, just because he was such a pussy about the World Baseball Classic. And I know it was either
It was
the pizza
contract
guy,
year, though.
Ilyich or Boris. Someone made him, but one way or another, like he wasn't like I'm the guy with the golden arm that's making everyone millions. So like, just dude, this is how it goes. Like. Life is unpredictable and hard. Like you be a little pussy and back out of the World Baseball Classic, even when you could still get hurt in spring training. And yes, his arm's just going to fall off his third start because, like, you can't. Life is dangerous. You can't just be a wuss and dodge injury risk. Like injury risk is just baked into the cake, and it's a thing. I just feel like he's trying so hard not to hurt himself and get paid. It's like if you want to get paid so bad. Force a trade and say you're not even going to camp. Like he's doing all this dumb wishy-washy shit.
Well,
like,
he did.
Oh, they're making me leave the World Baseball Classic. I got to do what they say. Like I don't know. It's just.
Well, he
I
did.
just feel like it's just the perfect, ironic thing where he's just trying so hard to like tap dance and get his $400 million that he's gonna tear his rotators.
He
out the
did.
third step.
He did show up to the arbitration meeting ready to bring in his 2 Cy Young awards.
Mhm.
But also, like, if he had his extension, I think he would have pitched another game.
Right.
But the fact that he doesn't have the long-term deal signed already
Yeah.
was, and I understand it. But to your point, yeah, you can get hurt at any moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen if it's going to happen.
Right.
But I also get it because you're leaving 500 million on the table basically if you do hurt yourself.
Sure.
Because that was Matt Harvey's issue. Same thing happened with Matt Harvey, R.A. Dickey. Like they all had, serious injuries that prevented them from long-term lucrative deals. But to your point, he was a pussy.
Yeah. If any of this matters, he was like a 5th round pick from Seattle University.
Yeah.
Like you've already, you
beat the odds already.
Yeah, you've already made $20 million more than you ever thought you could in your wildest dreams. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just a bad beat the way he's like tap dancing
For
his
sure.
contract.
For sure. Yeah. I understand it, but again, to your point.
Yeah,
he's
I
a
understand
he's
it.
a
Yeah,
pussy about
definitely.
it, yeah.
Well, I understand it, but it's just I don't know.
All right. For my NL Cy Young pick, I'm going a little slightly left field here. I'm going to go Jacob Mizorowski.
I don't think a left fielder can win the Cy Young.
I said out of left field. But you know what I meant, you fucking shut the. But yeah, Jacob Mizorowski from the
Miz.
Wouldn't that be perfect? And then the Brewers owner could just laugh like Eric from Billy Madison. Like, that's why we traded Peralta. We still had a Cy Young winner.
Right.
I would hate to let him off the hook. Like
He wins
that.
22 games and strikes out 400 batters.
Yeah.
The Miz.
Something like that. That's my. I wanted to go slightly different here because I know you guys were.
He's a talented, interested player.
Listen,
I'm looking forward to seeing what he
I
does.
love me Paul Skeens, of course, but I just wanted to go against a little different, of course.
Yeah.
Sometimes got to do it. But yeah, let's go MVP.
You didn't say AL, did you?
Yeah, I did. Derek Scooball.
Oh, you did. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, if you would listen
Oh,
to me.
yeah.
We literally had a whole fucking conversation
Yeah.
about it.
We went sideways for so
Carry
long.
on.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah, that's all right. Just nobody listens to me. It's okay. Whatever. Well, what?
No, carry on.
let's go our MVP pick. I'll start for AL. I'm going to go Bobby Witt Jr. Now, the Royals would have to do decent this year, like maybe sniff a playoff
I
wild
don't
card
know
spot.
because Mike Trout won it for years without his team being good.
Yeah, but so maybe like a slight voter fatigue, like what you brought up earlier for manager of the year. Like, I don't know if Aaron Judge, we were talking about this earlier. Like, Aaron Judge might be due just for a down year / maybe a few injuries, something like that. And then
Maybe an 0 for 10 with 7 Ks when it matters in the WBC.
yeah, something like that. And I really like Bobby Witt. So I'm going to go Bobby Witt as my AL MVP. And then for my NL MVP, I'm going to go very chalky. I'm going to go Ohtani again.
So voter fatigue on the brain. I think that hurts Otani.
think
Sticking with my
I just contradicted myself with these picks, by the way. Like, I don't know.
sticking
Go ahead.
sticking with my
Doesn't matter.
my Padres setting the world on fire pick this year. My NL pick is going to be Tatis. He also looked pretty good in the WBC as well. I think he's locked in for a breakout season. I think all the bullshit PED things behind him.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to see him hit leadoff. I'm pretty sure he's going to. They might do Merrill at leadoff, but doesn't matter. But you know, I like Tatis, and then I'm going to go a little bit of a wild card in the AL. Has 200 hits, I believe, 3 of the last 4 years. I'm gonna go Vladdy. Vladdy Jr. is the AL MVP.
I like it. Some different picks there. Tito?
Okay, the NL I got Soto,
Okay.
and the AL I have Witt.
Yeah, I stayed away from Witt because I had him last year.
That turned out well.
Well, I had him and Ellie.
Yeah. Oh, honk.
Yeah, but
Oh, you're not going to go Ellie this year?
no.
In addition to playing a premium defensive position with Witt, damn durable.
Yeah.
And hits 330, 340.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's yeah.
That's another reason I'm so high on the Royals, because Pasquantino too played about 160 games.
Yeah.
So they're durable, the Royals. Like I said, they get with the most they can on their pitching, and they don't do any bullshit platooning on offense. Like, they're a substandard offensive team, but they don't fuck around. They put the best offensive outcome that they can have on a given day on the field and do what they can with it.
I definitely thought about Witt. I think Witt will get one in his career. I fought with it, and then I landed on Vladdy. I think Vladdy can do it.
I don't mind that at all. All right, let's go playoff predictions. Do you guys want to do full-blown playoff or just skip to the
I would say
CS?
just World Series.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, I was going to say CS, so I'll start with my ALCS and NLCS. For my NLCS, I'm going to go Mets and Dodgers, and for the AL, I will go Mariners and Tigers.
I have legitimately the same exact thing you do.
That's not good at all.
Same exact thing.
Well, if you're a fan of those 4 teams and this video reaches you, I would like to apologize. But
Enjoy your 90 loss season.
yeah, bad things are going to happen to your team, and I'm really sorry for that.
So we're a clean sweep in the NL. We're just a robot factory because I have the Mets and Dodgers.
Yeah.
But in the AL, I have the give me the Blue Jays over Yankees in the LCS in a chipper divisional affair. I do have the Blue Jays
Yankees
falling short, but coming out of the AL again.
Gotcha. All right. So your World Series, Blue Jays versus who?
My World Series is Blue Jays versus Mets.
Okay. Dano.
I have the Mariners beating the Dodgers in 7.
Okay. Who do you have winning?
I have the Mets winning World
Mets winners. All right, at least we have 3 different World Series picks.
Yeah.
By the way.
40-year anniversary of the '86 Mets.
Yeah. So
If
you're
they even have to,
Mariners?
they grab a starter at the deadline. I got the
Mariners
Mets.
and 7 over the Dodgers is my pick.
okay. I do not. Okay, I'm sorry. I misheard you. I'm sorry. I have the Mariners versus the Mets, and then I will take the Mariners to win their first ever World Series in 6 games. Is my
They just like if that pitching stays healthy, I mean, they're just going to be so impossible in a 7-game series to beat.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trotting out Luis Castillo in Game 4, I mean,
yeah, fuck yeah.
Like if that pitching staff stays healthy, and you
I mean, Castillo could get old. Woo's a little injury prone, but yeah, you're right. If things even break about how they should,
or
they
shit,
are
Emerson
nasty.
Hancock comes up because of injury, and he's crazy good.
Yep.
And then you have a top 3 closer in Munez. Like they're just on paper. I really really like the Mariners.
Yeah. So you and I are Mariners, and then you're Mets.
Mets, yeah.
All right. That's really not good that we have the same 4.
Yep. Really
CS.
really hate that I just put money on that, but it's fine.
I will say I'm due for one of these. I'm due for something good in my betting.
Yeah,
life,
I'm
right?
on a 38-year losing streak, man. I need something.
Sounds
We're
good.
due.
All right. Do you guys have anything else 2026 season?
Super stoked baseball starts on Wednesday, even
That's
though
right.
it's a game I don't really give a shit about.
Yeah.
But we have meaningful baseball again. Not that the WBC wasn't. Guards are the last first pitch on Thursday.
Yeah, against the
10-10, 10-15, something like that.
10-10, yeah, against the aforementioned Mariners.
Yep. Super stoked for Thursday to just be super locked in and just watching baseball legitimately all fucking day. It's gonna be a great day.
I agree. Tito, anything else from you, man?
No, I'm pumped for the season. Back-to-back manager of the year and back-to-back division champs. I wish that we would have spent a little more money.
Any.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I wish we were a little luckier health-wise, which sucks, because really our only injury is Valera, so that just shows we just can't afford injury ever. And but let's just hope that we stay the course with the ups and downs and play to lauder every day, and that someone between Ario and Ropius earns the right to stay in the middle infield because Bazana will come up and help, and let's be a capable offensive ball club and give these highly entitled, overrated Tigers a run for their money. Of course, the Tigers are 15 to 20% better than us on paper. There's a lot of stuff I like about us from an intangible and room for improvement standpoint. So let's just throw that 15% paper deficiency out the window and eke out a third straight division title.
Oh, yeah. I agree, man. Tito, thank you for coming on and doing this for us.
So, thanks for having me.
Of course. And then also shout out the Talking Tribe with Tito.
Yeah, Talking Tribe with Tito is going to be on Wednesdays for the first part of the season. Sometimes Wednesdays get away days, so we're probably going to do it at 5, so it can be before a night game, after a day game, and never interrupting a Cleveland Guardians game. So check that out. Abraham Drinking every Wednesday. Of course, Talking Tribe with Tito.
Awesome. Like I said, Tito, thanks for coming on. Listen, baseball's back. I mean, just more sports to enjoy, of course. And it also means the springtime is very, very close. So we'll actually have some very nice weather here, at least in Northeast Ohio, which I know somebody who's going to see their team's opening day just happens to have nice weather down there.
Might be 77 degrees. Don't know.
Okay, shut up. But yeah, thank you. Thank you to all who commented, watched. Appreciate you guys very much. Very much. George, Martin, Jason as well, and then Kyle as well. And but yeah, it was awesome, guys. Great show. Awesome. Look forward to baseball. And yeah, for me and Dano, we'll be back tomorrow with our normal show Tuesday night, and then Martin will be here as well. And I'm sure we'll talk some NCAA tournament, maybe a little bit about the Cavs, Browns as well, and a few other things. So, but yeah, thank you everyone. We'll see you next time.